Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to I Roll It. I review it where I roll, and I review whatever I land on. So, I landed on The Talented Mr. Ripley. It is like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching it. This movie's long. The movie was 2 hours and 18 minutes long. It was long and it felt long. Okay? I didn't mention this in my Uncle Buck review, but remember what I rolled for that movie? Drama. And I was like, I didn't see how Uncle Buck was a drama, but after watching it, there is some drama into it. Likewise with this one, when I rolled it, I was like, how is this a thriller? Because I always thought, for some reason, and I think I realized what it was. The Talented Mr. Ripley. I always thought it was about someone who plays the violin, like a drama about violin, which I think Matt Damon's also in that one, but I think it's a different movie. I don't remember. Mr. Holland's Opus, is he in that one? Where's career Matt Damon? I don't see it. I'm gonna quick go back. He's not in it, but I think I confused it with that movie. Mr. Hans Opus. Richard Dreyfuss. Way off. No, he's not. William H. Macy. Olympic Dukakis. But not Matt Damon. And I think I missed. Musician and composer. Yeah, I thought it was about music. And I was surprised when I watched this. I'm like, how is it a... Because I was like, how is it a thriller? I thought it was a drama film about a guy who played a violin or some shit, like music guy. And I realized that's not what it was. Instead, this is a thriller and one of the most confusing movies to try to follow it. I followed it pretty well, but because I was confused by the end when he's talking to Philip Baker Hall, Coach Shit from Fired Up. He's talking to him. There's some dialogue where I'm like, so he's actually Tom Ripley, or... So what it is Matt Damon plays Tom Ripley, who is a con man. He's hired by the rich father of this guy named Dickie Greenleaf. His father, Herbert Greenleaf, believes that this Tom Ripley attended Princeton with his son Dickie. So he pays him $1,000 to travel to Italy to persuade him to come back to the United States. So he does this for the money, because of course he works hard for the money. In a confusing sort of thing, he meets a woman named Meredith, played by Cate Blanchett, and pretends to be Dickie when he meets her. And I'm watching this when at this scene, I'm like, why is he pretending to be? And even it only adds to confusion later in the film when he has to sort of be both him and, I don't know. But he gets to the seaside village of Mongibello, where he meets Dickie and his American girlfriend Marge Sherwood. Dickie is played by Jude Law, who's doing a very good American accent. Like, there's a couple of people like Cate Blanchett does an American accent. She's pretty good at it too. So, yeah. And he's pretending to be a former Princeton classmate of his, which Dickie does not remember, but, they end up hanging out anyway. Tom begins to enjoy the extravagant lifestyle that he has with Dickie. He's becoming his friend, but then Freddie walks in. Philip Seymour Hoffman, making me realize he was in more movies than just Capote. Because I didn't know him from Adam back in the day. I just know him as the weird dunking guy from Capote. Oh, I realized it's Capote. My mom didn't like she's like, I don't mind the actor, but it's just unlike the way he's doing the voice. It's based on a real person, so. And it's like, then I see he's turning on movies and along came Polly. And he's in Twister, and it's like, he was in way more movies than I thought he was. Shows up as Freddie, who's a friend of Dickie's, and he doesn't trust Tom. And eventually, this lifestyle just, Dickie starts to get annoyed by Tom. And then, all of a sudden, an Italian woman is found dead in the water, and I was like, and then, this is where they have a conversation where it's like, oh, I know she was pregnant, you got her pregnant. I'm like, wait, what? And there's dialogue later where it's like, so did she drown herself like this says? Or you'd think Wikipedia would reveal the truth, but I don't know. Maybe because it's only implied? I don't know. Because he impregnated her, and then he kind of pushed her away because he's with Marge. So she drowned herself, supposedly. Yeah. And Tom promises not to tell anyone. But Dickie's father cuts off Tom's travel funds. And Dickie cancels the trip to Venice they were supposed to go on. And says, you know what, we're done, let's go separate ways. But they decide to go on one last trip to San Remo. And on this little boat, Dickie says that he's tired of the lifestyle, he's tired of Tom, and he's going to marry Marge, and he's going to Tom then gets real pissed and says that he's selfish, and he's hurting everyone. And then their argument gets very physical, and he hits him in the head with an oar. And then kills him. And he takes Dickie's belongings and scuttles the boat, which means he sinks it. So, yeah. And the locals, I guess, frequently mistake him for Dickie for some reason. I don't understand this myself because they don't really look that much alike. I don't know. To me, they don't. I mean, there's a point where Matt Damon keeps pretending to be Dickie, like he's impersonating Jude Law, or at least it's American version here. So Tom assumes Dickie's identity, forges a letter to Marge convincing her that Dickie has left her and moved to Rome, and I'm like, well, then she's going to go to Rome and find he's not there, but that never really happens. And I never understand that when I do that in movies. It's a plot hole, where it's like, oh, I'm leaving here and moving there. And that's good enough excuse for hiding a dead person. Like, oh, I'm writing this, and I'm going to say that he's dead and he's gone here. So wouldn't it make sense if this person just goes there to try to find him? I'd be surprised how many movies just sort of ignore that as a plot hole. Like, no one's that smart. Even in this movie, they don't do it. And he keeps making it appear as if Dickie's still alive by checking into one hotel as Dickie and one is him. And, yeah. Faking, like, exchanges, communication, and, yeah. And he's still living the rich life because he's using Dickie's allowance. Yeah. And then shit goes down. So, in Rome, Tom runs into Meredith, who still thinks that he's sticky, so he goes along with it. They go to an opera. And then the movie becomes complicated. I rolled my eyes, because it's like, so like, he's with Meredith, they go to, you're not sneezing on middle of a review. So he goes with Meredith to the opera. Nice little scene. You know, there was the scene where there's not much music in this, because I was like, when does he play the violin? Because at one point, and he gets on the stage, oh, this is how they, no, it just, I started to realize, maybe this is not the movie I thought it was. Where's the violin? Where's the, I don't know. Is there even a violin in that? I don't know. But they're at the opera as he's walking down the steps. He runs into Marge with their friend Peter, who is the Commodore from Pirates of the Caribbean. Commodore Norrington. Yeah. And then they find Meredith, so he has to rush her out of there before everyone sees each other, and he rejects her advances. Freddy shows up drunk at Tom's place, looking for Dickie. The landlady calls Tom Dickie. Freddy figures out the truth, despite being drunk. He probably could have convinced him otherwise, but he freaks out, and Tom bludgeons him to death with a bus and disposes of the body. Yes, but Freddy's body is found by the police, and they visit to question Dickie. Tom forces a suicide note for Dickie, claims responsibility for Freddy's death. So, yeah. Tom then goes to Fennis under his real name and encounters Peter. Are you gonna upset my stomach every time I drink you? Because this is pissing me off. That's twice now. And then things get more complicated, and yeah. So, Daddy Greenleaf shows up with a private detective who is Phil Baker Hall's character, Alvin McCarran. They are trying to figure out exactly what happened to Dickie and everything, and all that stuff, yeah. And then he and Marge and Tom are still hanging out, and he's in the bathtub, but she finds Dickie's ring and freaks out, because at one point they show up and he's trying to take it off. Why he doesn't hide it better, I don't know, but like, finds it, and Wikipedia says he's trying to kill it, but he's really just having like an intense conversation, right? And Peter shows up and interrupts the whole thing. Marge believes that Tom is behind it all, but Herbert is like, no. And then there's a meeting where they make it seem like he's gonna get caught, but then McCarran just tells him that the police are convinced that Dickie, apparently, this is where we see that he had a history of violence. He killed someone, or he, like, viciously injured someone or something. And this is where they also bring up the pregnant woman, and I'm like, so did she drown herself, or did he do it? So that there wouldn't be anything left behind. They don't really say anything to that, but I don't know. They believe that Dickie killed Freddy before killing himself. And they say that Herbert is also going to give him Dickie's trust fund in reward for his loyalty to Dickie through all this, I guess. Yeah. And at the end of this, Marge still thinks that he's responsible for it, but no one would listen to her. And she takes off. And this is where the movie gets confusing for me, and it's the ending of the movie. So he's on board a liner to Greece with Peter. Apparently, they're lovers now, which I don't think this comes out of nowhere. As there are moments where he's like, you never actually see him hitting on women, and there are points in this film where he's looking at Diggy as almost as if he's sort of, not envying him, but sort of like maybe there's something there. You think that maybe that's why Dickie gets sort of repulsed by him and pushes him away. He's starting to, I don't know. But he runs into Meredith, who is sailing with family members. He kisses her and promises to talk later. And he goes to Peter's cabin where Peter says he saw Tom kissing. This especially says that he strangles Peter and returns to his cabin alone. Where I rewound this twice, and they have a conversation. It cuts to him laying on the bed talking, and then he goes back to his room. And there's dialogue, sobbing dialogue. So I don't know, they don't show it, but then the movie ends there. This is I don't know. It's a good movie, a bit long, and a bit convoluted in parts. Like, did we really need... Like, I understand he's... Like... But if he's not gonna get caught, then why do the whole thing with Meredith and Marge at the same place? Because when Marge shows up at the opera, I'm like, oh, come the fuck on. What are the fucking odds that she's at that specific opera at that specific time? That is plot convenience. It's bad writing. But we have to put that in there for a plot. There's no way they would be at the exact place. And then what? He ends up with the guy she was with? Why? How? But he strangles him, and now that also throws a wrench in his clean get off, because they're gonna find him dead. And then, do they know they were together? I don't know. It's confusing. Like I said, it's a good movie, but I'll give it a middle of the road. It's just kind of confusing for me. Let's go ahead and roll. Roll for the streaming site. 2 is Tubi. I don't want drama. Let's do it again. 2 is action. Okay, that's better. Rather do horror, but... I just don't want drama. I just did drama. Uncle Buck was supposed to be a drama. This had some drama elements to it. Let's just... Give me a stupid-ass action film. That's what I want. Give me a stupid-ass action film to start off my day tomorrow. They did this to me earlier where I did doing that twice. Let me just go. Thank you. Undateable. Movies. Is there a martial arts, romantic comedy, my list? Action comedy. Am I missing something? Is it like a... I'm sorry if I sound out, but I'm tired. It's like 1:15 in the morning. Movies. Categories, that's what I'm missing. Categories. Action. Okay. Here we go. So let's roll for the movie. 3. Samurai Cop 2. I haven't even seen the first one. Re-roll. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fuck was that? 5, 6, 7. That's what I'm gonna, because there's a bunch of riff tracks at the beginning. I'm gonna go. There's TV here too. Let's do this one and let's just roll again. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Superhero movie. I have the DVD for this. I never said I had to watch it on Tubi. I add it to my list. Superhero movie, comedy, action, sci-fi. I want to talk about this. I guess we'll do that tomorrow then. Or later today. I'm going to go to sleep and then I'm going to wake up and have my breakfast and I'm going to watch this. I might even... Stupid enough. But I think I might actually put the DVD in so there's no ads. I know it's technically not following the rules, but it's on... It's still on Tubi. So it's something that's on Tubi. I'm going to find the DVD. And I'm going to watch that so there's no ads. Just because the ads were annoying on Peacock. They were, like... Or no, not Peacock. The AMC ones were annoying because it was the same 3 ads each ad break. And then for Peacock, they had like 2 minutes of ads at the beginning of the movie, and they had some throughout, but it's just like it took so long for the movie to start. Just start already. So, what are your thoughts on Alice and Mr. Holland's Opus? The talented Mr. Ripley, and like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott, and I'll see you in the next one.